Welcome to Lesson 1 of our webinar. In this chapter, we'll cover the key terms and transactions in SAP Information Lifecycle Management. In Chapter 1, we cover 2 lessons. We will start directly with Lesson 1, in which I will outline the essential terms and definitions in SAP ILM. We'll cover the ILM house, the differences between data and document archiving, as well as archiving, destruction, and ILM objects. We'll also discuss Archive Link versus CMIS, look at WebDAV, the ILM store, and compliance. Finally, we'll explore data aging, partitioning, and housekeeping. The so-called ILM house is built on 2 pillars, retention management and retention warehouse. Retention management is our main focus, especially in the context of GDPR, and it can be used without additional licensing. The second pillar, retention warehouse, requires a full license and is mainly used for system decommissioning. Both pillars stand on a solid foundation, SAP data archiving. In the SAP context, archiving means storing data outside the database in so-called ADK files. Archiving can take place in many areas, for emails, for documents, or for data within SAP systems. In this webinar, we focus on exactly that, archiving SAP data and how to implement it efficiently and in full compliance with regulations. In SAP ILM, we distinguish between archiving objects, destruction objects, and the ILM object itself. Archiving objects are used to move data from the database into the archive for long-term storage. Destruction objects define the rules and conditions for securely deleting data, always in compliance with data protection regulations. The ILM object links both worlds, enabling a holistic management of the entire data lifecycle, from secure archiving to compliant destruction. Archive Link is a service and interface that connects archived documents with the corresponding business records stored in the SAP system. It links business objects with stored documents, keeps references in dedicated link tables, and organizes files in logical content repositories. CMIS, or Content Management Interoperability Services, is especially relevant for cloud applications such as S/4HANA Public Cloud. It's an open, vendor-independent standard and increasingly the go-to choice for new implementations. WebDAV, short for Web-Based Distributed Authoring and Versioning, is a network protocol that enables the provision of files over the Internet. It is mandatory for SAP ILM. Files and directories are treated as resources. Common methods include delete or unlock. WebDAV also allows you to define metadata to set retention policies. For productive use, the S4 BC ILM 1.0 certification is recommended. The ILM store is SAP's own storage solution for data retention. Using the WebDAV interface standard, archive files can be stored with the retention management of SAP Information Lifecycle Management directly in an SAP-owned database, such as SAP IQ or SAP HANA, keeping everything within the SAP environment. This allows you to optimize your IT infrastructure and significantly reduce costs for purchasing and maintaining external WebDAV interfaces and storage media. In the context of SAP ILM, compliance means adhering to all relevant legal requirements. This includes the provisions of the General Data Protection Regulation, such as the right of access, rectification, erasure, or restriction of processing, as well as the right to data portability and the right to object. Beyond that, other legal regulations must also be observed, such as the German Fiscal Code, the Commercial Code, the GOBD, the Federal and State Data Protection Acts, or the Product Liability Act. All these regulations define how long and in what form data must be retained or deleted. Data aging allows you to reorganize large volumes of data within an SAP HANA database into different storage tiers to free up more main memory. It separates hot data, which is accessed frequently, from cold data, which is used less often. Important to note, data aging cannot block, archive, delete, or destroy data. Its sole purpose is internal memory optimization. Partitioning means splitting a large table into several smaller tables. This is particularly necessary in 2 situations. First, when archive information structures, such as the XARIX tables, become very large. These can be partitioned using transaction SARJ. If older archive runs are no longer needed, the structure can also be partially reduced per archive run, instead of partitioning. Second, when a table in an SAP HANA database contains more than 2 billion records. An example is the CDPOS change document table. In such cases, partitioning can help speed up archiving processes, serving as a quick ad hoc solution. Housekeeping means regularly and promptly deleting information that is no longer needed. Here on this slide, you can see the important SAP notes and documents. Note for you: regularly review the latest SAP notes and the DVM guide to stay up to date. That concludes Lesson 1. That was your first look into our webinar offering. If this resonates with you, or if you have any questions, we'd be happy to advise you personally. In the next video, we'll continue with Lesson 2, Key Roles, Tables, Transactions, and Reports. So stay tuned. We look forward to having you with us again.